Today we are doing 13.2 surveys and samples. A survey, and looking at the first vocabulary, is a question or set of questions. So you could give a survey to a group of friends or out at a restaurant. You could survey the whole restaurant, but it's basically asking a whole bunch of questions to a group of people. And the population is a specific group of people you are looking at. So sometimes you might just sample a school or a restaurant or the state of California or people over 30. So your population is what you're looking at. Random sample is a population or sample chosen without preference. So that's not putting a restriction on it. So you might sample anyone who, it doesn't have to just be at the school. It could be outside of the school. It could be at a sports park. It's all totally random sampling. There's not an age. It doesn't have to be just a student. So that's random sampling. A bias is anything that favors a particular outcome. So, for example, if you're going to sample your friends on whether or not they like a specific TV show, well, maybe your friends are definitely going to like your TV show because you guys are friends, and you only sampled your friends because you guys are in the same kind of, are into the same kind of things. That would be considered a bias. Or if like you went to a baseball game and you surveyed the stadium and said who likes baseball, who doesn't. Well, obviously most people who go to a baseball game enjoy baseball. So that would be biased. Voluntary response. That means that they don't have to answer the survey. So this happens a lot when restaurants or people call you from a store and they say, oh, you just shopped at our store. We'd like you to take a survey. Well, you don't have to. It's voluntary. You either take the survey or you don't. And so that's what a voluntary response is. You don't have to take the actual survey. A convenience response is only choose one set of people. So that means maybe you're only choosing people at a restaurant, or only choosing people at a school, or only choosing people on a sports field. That's a convenience response. A stratified sampling is the population is broken into subgroups. So maybe you're going to look at all of the people in your class, in your specific classroom, and then you're going to look at all the people in the school, and then you're going to look at all the teachers. So those would be three different subgroups: the teachers, the students in your class, and then all the students outside of your class. So here we have a word problem, and it says, at a shopping mall, 200 people were asked if they exercise at least once a week. So let's go ahead and underline 200 people. 61 people said yes. Okay, so that's important. 61 said yes. What percentage of the sample exercises at least once a week? That's our first question. So let's look at that one first. So we have 61 said yes. So 61 people said yes out of the 200 that were sampled. So 61 divided by 200 is 0.305, which you need to write as a decimal. So that's 30.5% of that population they sampled said yes. Now let's look at the second part here. It says, assuming the sample is representative of the mall's 3,600 weekly customers, how many of the weekly population can be assumed to exercise at least once a week? So we have 3,600, and it wants you to look at how many, 3,600, how many of those people would exercise at least once a week. So you take your percentage, which is 30.5%, And you're going to say, okay, if that really represents my 3,600 people, I can multiply that by 0.305, which is 30.5% in a decimal, and we will get 1,098. So 1,098, and I'll highlight this in blue, 1,098 is how many people would say yes if they did survey the 3,600. So if they were consistent with that 30% out of all those people, this would be 1,098 would be how many people would say yes that they do exercise once a week out of the 3,600.